All right. You know, I try not to go live when I get pissed off because I don't want to be just completely, off my rocker. But anyone that has followed Yankees Unloaded knows that Gary and I multiple times have brought up, actually beyond multiple times, have brought up that Anthony Volpe doesn't appear healthy. Right? We've talked about it over and over again. Look, let's be honest here, okay? Let's be honest. We don't think Anthony Volpe is playing good baseball. And we're not trying to use injury as a reason. We actually just brought it up recently on the show. But now you find out today. You find out Aaron Boone comes out and makes everyone feel like an idiot, just like they did to us with Anthony Rizzo. Oh, yeah, he's fine. Was playing with a concussion. Complete negligence. Well, guess what? Aaron Boone said Anthony Volpe has been playing through a partial labrum tear per Brian Hoke. The Yankees believed in May that it was an old injury Volpe could play through. He re-aggravated it multiple times, including this past weekend, and received a cortisone shot yesterday. Chris Kirschner tweeted, Aaron Boone, when asked if he thinks Anthony Volpe playing through a partial labrum tear has had any impact on his performance this year, he says, quote, not much. I feel like he's been in a good spot physically. I think everybody deals with certain things, so it's impossible to say like this affected something this much or didn't at all. I don't know how you can possibly know that, but I don't think it's been a major factor in his performance or his ability to swing the bat or his ability to go to the post every day. That's my sense. Are we kidding ourselves? Mind you, we're the conspiracy theorists here. Anytime you ever question anything the Yankees do medically, right? It's instantly a conspiracy theory. Oh, I don't know. I trust. It doesn't matter what you trust. The bottom line is this. We said back when it happened, the month after, the month after that, the month after that, and now into September, we have said over and over and over again, hey, maybe Anthony Volpe, you know how he went from being a Gold Glove fielder, like a fielder that was actually really good, to now he's just horrendous. Maybe that has something to do with that scary shoulder injury he suffered earlier in the year. Maybe, just maybe, right? But no, that's not what happened. They refused. They absolutely refused to admit that. They did not want to admit that. It is unreal to me. It's absolutely insane to me that they continue to do this. It's mind-blowing, mind-numbing. So you have Gary Phillips. Aaron Boone was asked if Anthony Volpe's shoulder has had any impact on him. And he basically, I think early on, after that, maybe a little bit, but it's something that's also improved over the course of the year. I feel like even lately it's been in a good place as it's been. So I don't necessarily think that's the case, but he's also a very tough kid and a gamer, so I don't think so, but I guess I shouldn't rule it out. Dude, you just did. You did with Chris Kirschner. So Gary Phillips, you said something completely different. I can't trust a lick of what I'm getting from Aaron Boone. I can't. I already find him incredibly frustrating as it is with the way he manages his bullpen. But now you're telling me that the whole year when people were like, no, that's ridiculous. The injury had nothing to do with it. Anthony Volpe just sucks the way he is. Obviously, Boone didn't say that. But you're telling me the whole year you made us feel like we were crazy. And now here it is. You've been hiding this injury for months. That's insane. If you're a Yankee fan, I don't know how you're not fuming over this. Like, I am absolutely furious. I'm furious. Am I a huge Anthony Volpe fan? No. But Anthony Volpe never had a shot. If this is real, if he really was dealing with this the whole year, he never had a chance in hell. Guy brings up he didn't have any errors in April. Guess what? He gets hurt the next month. I think there's a lot of realism there from Guy. Like, absolutely that could have. Oh, man. How are you not pissed? I'm furious. Absolutely furious. It's unacceptable. And this whole time, you've just been, leading us astray. Hey, we want Caballero, so we have to beg you to put in Caballero. We have to beg you to take out a struggling Volpe. And not only is he struggling, but you're playing him injured? This isn't Aaron Judge. You're not getting top tier benefits by playing him as it is. If Volpe is 100% healthy, you're not even getting top tier benefits, because I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Volpe's season. But the idea that you're playing Anthony Volpe every day knowing that he's been injured, that is downright negligence, insanity. I am so pissed. I texted Gary immediately, and, Gary can't go live during the day. So he's like, yeah, you should go live. I was like, I will. Like, give me the microphone. Perks of doing this full time, by the way, because I'm able to just be around, right? But it's, dude, what? I've seen this. I've covered football for years. I've seen this in the NFL. I have. And guess what? Do you know when this happens? This happens when a veteran player, right? A veteran player knows that there's a hungry young player that might actually be better than him, and it is a next man up league. So that veteran player who's playing with a torn shoulder, guess what? He's not going to tell anybody. He's just going to suck it up. But the fact that the manager knows willingly he's playing him injured, and you're seeing it. And look, I'm not a Volpe defender here, but it really begs the question, how bad, how good, what is Anthony Volpe if he's been playing the whole year injured? This is year 3. Not only that, forget about the results, right? Just forget about those for a second. Anthony Volpe is 24 years old. You keep telling him he is the future of shortstop. He is a franchise piece. That's what you keep trying to sell us. Well, guess what? You keep trying to sell us that, and now you're playing around with a guy that you think is a franchise player, an everyday player. And you know what? It's not that you're playing him injured and that he's going to play poorly. It's that you're playing him injured, and it's so damn negligent that you don't realize for a second is that if he's as good as you're saying he is, you're running the risk that a 24-year-old is going to have constant injury concerns and issues because you played him hurt. That is what bothers me. If he's as good as Boone continues to tell us, effing elite, like he told Meredith Marakovitz, then how in God's green earth is this guy in the lineup injured? How are you even risking that? That is pathetic. That's awful. It's absolutely horrific. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. It's repulsive. If you care that much about a player, if you believe that much about a player, if you keep talking about their future that much about a player, how do you not have some sort of restraint? Hey, yeah, we'd like Anthony in there. We'd love it. But unfortunately, this is a serious injury. We're going to be smart about this. You haven't been smart about a lick. You've been dumb. You've only been dumb. You've been incredibly dumb about this. And now Anthony Volpe, I have to sit here and defend Anthony Volpe? I'm going to. But come on. Are you kidding me? His third year, and you're throwing him out there playing injured, knowingly. And then Caballero comes into play, and this guy's giving you good defense. He's just better than Volpe right now. And it has to be a day-to-day discussion? I mean, think about this for just a sec. You, me, the next person, wanted Caballero to play over Anthony Volpe, regardless. We had an idea that he was injured, Gary and I. We didn't know for sure, but we were speculating that, okay, all of a sudden this guy, his arm was already bad. Now it's absolutely horrific. He was a great defender. Now he's not a good defender at all. And now his OPS is lower than it's ever been in his career, and he's taking a step back. Now, is that possible that that's just happening without the injury? Absolutely. 100% possible. It's 100% possible that he has reached a ceiling and he'll be out of the league in 2 years. It's possible. I'm not saying it's likely, but it's possible. But here's the thing, right? This is somebody who is not playing well. And this guy knew. He knew. Not Anthony Volpe. Volpe's not going to take himself out of the lineup. He's going to play because coach wants him to play. Aaron Boone knew he wasn't 100%. And yet he's still having these kind of back and forth. They got Caballero. How are you not playing him immediately? If you want to argue, okay, fine. Yeah, we didn't have anybody to replace Anthony Volpe. We don't have a choice. Whatever. You're a playoff team. I get it. I disagree with it, but okay. You know, Oswaldo Cabrera, and you know, he goes down. I get it, right? Peraza can only play one position. You don't have a shortstop. Fine. But when you got Caballero, how did this not go immediately to that? Also, let's reassess what was said, okay? Re-aggravated it multiple times. Multiple. Are we kidding ourselves? That's a warning sign from the body. This guy isn't ready to play yet. When you re-aggravate something, it means you came back too soon. And the thing that I want to point out is when you suffer an injury in any capacity, while rehabbing that said injury, you're focusing on that. Other parts of your body get weaker. You overcompensate for the fact that you have to now move a little bit different. You know, and having a shoulder issue like that, when you're using your shoulder, is no joke. This is bad. This is awful. The fact he's been playing through a torn labrum in his shoulder, I don't care if it's partially torn or not. That is complete and utter negligence. It's just awful, man. Oh, at least he has a cortisone shot. What? Guys, this is bad. He aggravated it this past weekend. He's re-aggravated it multiple times. So you've been sitting on your hands, not doing anything about it. I don't understand. We all saw what happened. When he got the injury, it looked bad. That's why I've brought it up multiple times. He hasn't been the same player since. I'm not saying he was a great player when that happened. That's not at all what I'm saying. But he was pretty much Anthony Volpe that we've come to know. You go back to when he got injured in May, right? And he's hitting 242 in May, a 703 OPS. You'd kill for 242. Around a 245, 765 in April. Right after that, he's hitting 205, 665. He's hitting 172 in July, 604. He's hitting 191 in August, 602. He's hitting 095 in September with a 238 OPS. Oh, and the best part is he says, no, IL won't be required. Are you serious? Are you serious? Anthony Volpe, as brought up, did not have errors earlier in the year, right? Where'd that come from? Interesting. It's so frustrating because, again, I hate that I have to defend him here, but I do. This is negligence on the part of Aaron Boone. This is terrible. And I'm sure it's in his head, too. Like, I've seen that in the comments section. I think that checks out. Anthony Volpe, he's absolutely in his head. No doubt about it. I'm trying to find the game log right now for the fielding. It's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous that he played that. So, as far as errors go, he did not have his first error. Well, he had his first error March 29th. Then he had his second error on the 31st or 30th of April. Okay, so the end of April. Then, mind you, he got hurt, was it May 1st? I believe it was May 1st when he suffered the injury. But anyway, so he gets hurt in May, early May. And then he has an error. Like, now all of a sudden errors are popping up. And you could see, okay, if he's playing through this in May, he's got 3 errors in May. So he went from 1, now 3. Well, this is where it gets crazy. In June, error. So it's going up. So you start to see this is not the same player, right? And nobody is going to sit here and defend his lackadaisical hitting. Because even if he wasn't injured, let's just say this hasn't affected him at all, he'd be a 243 hitter. That's who Anthony Volpe is. But this is pathetic, guys. This really is. Really pathetic. We have supers, so I want to get to them. Hope this means Caballero starts rest of the year. Appreciate you, Apex. I hope so too. Personally, look, I don't care how you feel about Anthony Volpe. I do not care at all. I don't. I don't care how I feel about Anthony Volpe in this moment. Don't care. Anthony Volpe is an injured player right now. It is now out there. It is now public. He should not be playing. And coming out and saying, yeah, he's going to be fine. He doesn't need the IL. Idiotic. Absolutely idiotic. So yes, Caballero should be starting the rest of the year. We talked about this yesterday or 2 episodes ago. I can't remember, but we were talking about this, and Joel Sherman said it. I think it was yesterday, actually. Joel Sherman said it. Caballero, that was his prediction. He's going to start at shortstop in the postseason. And I think he's right. And did he know something ahead of time? I don't know about that. I think he is loud enough where he would have said something if he knew about the injury. They kept this thing under wraps. I don't know why. This is just, this is a masterclass of how negligent this manager is. It's unreal. Ninja, appreciate the 5. Huge medical team fail. This has happened twice now. Yet we're idiots when we question their stupid choices. Replace the medical team. Fire everybody. Yeah, here's the deal. And thank you for the super ninja. Love the dog. My biggest thing is these are professionals. I always sit there and I'm like, what separates like a top-notch, top-tier, upper echelon type in a certain industry from just Joe Schmo? And you go to a concert and you can see the musicianship, right? A lot of these people are really that talented. Like a Taylor Swift is really that talented, right? You go to, a football game and you could see immediately, oh, wow, these guys are really that talented. You watch Patrick Mahomes throw a football. You watch baseball. You see Aaron Judge hitting home runs, right? You absolutely can see they're that talented. When it comes to the medical profession, there's a lot of incredibly talented medical professionals. But for whatever reason with the New York Yankees, right, they've had issues medically for a while now. A while. This is nothing new. You go back to the concussion that Clint Frazier had, the way they handled that. You go back to last year with Anthony Rizzo. You go back to Stanton. You go back to Heel. You go back to Cole. I think everybody knew Cole was going to have to get Tommy John surgery, right? There's been a lot of instances where this team, and there's just constant injuries. So, yeah, I agree. Huge medical team fail, but also huge fail on Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman, because we know Brian Cashman knew. We know that. Aaron Boone, the biggest failure here. Ninja Hot Dog, thank you for the 2. I want Volpe to win his ARB now. He deserves comp. I mean, I don't know what that looks like. I don't want Anthony Volpe, truthfully, regardless of the injury or not. I feel for him. Still not a huge fan of Anthony Volpe. I'm just not going to backtrack that just because I have new information about the injury. I still just don't think he's that great. But the injury adds context to maybe why he is this bad. Okay? The thing is, we were sold on him being Bobby Witt Jr. Don't listen to anybody tell you otherwise. He was a top 5 prospect in all of baseball. We were sold, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, we were sold that this was Bobby Witt Jr. That's what he was supposed to be. And now we're sitting here, he's hitting 206, and we have to try, in 270 on base, we have to try and find a way to understand how he's this bad. And now this might have something to do with it. I think it has a lot to do with it. If you want to ask me my honest opinion, Anthony Volpe has been severely held back by this injury. That said, Anthony Volpe wasn't going to take that much of a step forward anyway. But if you're looking for 243, you're not getting that with an injured Anthony Volpe. Because Anthony Volpe healthy hasn't shown you he's that much better than that. There you go. Those are my thoughts on that. Appreciate you, Ninja. Franklin, thank you for the super. Another one to add to horrid reputation in the Yankees organization. This is why the Yankees have become the laughingstock, and no other organization respects it in this league. It's a fucking joke. Yeah. No, I get that. I understand the frustration. I have that as well, obviously. You guys can tell the raspy voice, kind of getting a little annoyed. I'm with you on that. My thing is that I like professionalism, and when I am talking about the New York Yankees, it's no different than a premium brand. I expect premium results. I expect premium organization, not with this current iteration of the Yankees, but this logo should mean something more than it does today. That's just the reality of it. Appreciate the super, Franklin. Thank you so much. I want to highlight, because I see my co-host in here, and I was just going off on a tangent. MLB Unloaded. Don't mind me. Didn't know that Gary switched his name to MLB Unloaded. That's probably why. Because I saw Gary. I didn't see the MLB Unloaded. So anyway, how about the fact Anthony Volpe has clearly been instructed to keep this away from the media? Yep. Well, and this is insane to me. Because, Gary, I don't know if you were in here earlier, and I was trying to compare, because I know corners personally. I know corners that played in the NFL that had a torn labrum in their shoulder, right? And they knew if they spoke up about it, they're getting placed on IR. They're bringing in somebody younger, somebody more affordable, and they're moving on from that corner, or they're moving on from that safety. But in the MLB, when you're 24 years old, there's no excuse. You don't have to be treated this way. They easily could have just put Volpe on the shelf, and it would have been totally understandable. And he might be better than he is right now. He probably would be, because he is not good at all right now. And my biggest thing is, I don't know why you go out of your way to play a guy who's not playing well, injured. See, that's my disconnect. If Anthony Volpe was hitting 290, now you're talking. He's playing great defense. He's hitting 290. Okay, understandable. totally understand why he's playing. I have no issue with it. But you're putting him out there when he's hitting 206. He's got a 268 on base percentage just because he has a little bit of power. It's like I said, guys, 19, let's be honest here. 19 home runs for a shortstop isn't that much. I don't care that it's a shortstop. This isn't the 80s or 70s. 19 home runs is not, I don't care. It's not a lot of power. We got to stop acting like that is incredible amount of power. It's just not. So here's Gary again. This news came out now because it's the organization's way of taking blame for his poor season. Now we sympathize with Volpe over the staff, making it easier to convince his fans of another try. Yeah, I'm out on that, Gary. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, and that's absolutely their intention. Here's the reality. I don't give a rippity doodah, as you and I both would say. I don't care. Anthony Volpe has lost me. I don't think he's getting much better. I think really it comes down to this. Anthony Volpe will be better than 206 and a 268 on base if he's fully healthy. But my biggest thing is Anthony Volpe going to improve upon a 243 batting average? Is he going to go back to where he was defensively? I don't know. And also, it's bizarre how much they try to talk us into this idea that he's unfazed by everything. Yeah, this guy there's no high and low. He just nothing bothers him. Well, that you know of. I mean, I'm no body language expert, but when I watch Anthony Volpe, I can literally tell everything just by watching his body language. This isn't a guy that looks like things don't get to him. This is a guy that looks like everything gets to him. He looks like an utter train wreck when things are going wrong. I'm just saying, this guy is fragile, and I would not, under any circumstances, would not have let him play with an injury. I just would not have done that. And again, Gary, totally understand where you're coming from, and I get what you're saying. I agree with you. I'm just saying that I think these are going to have some unintended consequences. If the Yankees actually thought that this was going to work with the fan base, I've been reading the comments as I've been ranting, and I'm seeing exactly what I'm saying. People are in agreement. This is just absolutely out of practice. This is repulsive. This is negligent. And this is pissing people off. And you might get a little sympathy if you're Volpe, but you're not going to get enough where it's going to matter. This just makes your organization look like you don't know what you're doing. That's all that did. What do you take away from this, chat? Do you really think the Yankees know what they're doing now? Do you feel like, oh, this made me feel better? Yeah, I feel like, yeah, everything's good. This made me feel worse. Are you kidding me? They do the same shit every year. Like, who's it going to be next year? Who's going to be the designated guy to mess around with and play injured and not tell us the truth on? Austin Wells, I don't even remember how we found out but there you go. Austin Wells is playing with nerve damage in his hand. So you got Austin Wells playing injured. You got Anthony Volpe playing injured. Who else is playing injured? I'm sure there are guys playing injured. Playing hurt and playing injured are two different things. You get bumps and bruises. You're sore. You're playing hurt. You have a torn labrum. You're playing injured. That's an injury. Simply put, Luke Weaver, absolutely Yankee fangirl. Luke Weaver's a great example. Great example. How about this? Let's just go back. It's not just Luke Weaver. How about this? Mark Leiter Jr. He's really struggled this year, right? I think we're all pretty much over Mark Leiter Jr. That guy was playing with a broken leg. And they didn't know for like a week? He was pitching with a broken leg and they didn't know for a week. It's nonstop. It's always something with them. It's why they randomly have guys that flare out. They have guys like Miguel Andujar. They have guys like Greg Bird. They've had guys that have just showed up and then all of a sudden they flare out. The mismanagement is real. It's so obvious. It's ridiculous. And then these guys aren't the same when they come back. I mean, sure, you get your kind of unfair injuries that happen, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Look at Andrew Benintendi, the hamate bone injury, right? You look that same year, with Matt Carpenter. Those things happen. Guys get hurt in games, okay? Oswaldo Cabrera this year got hurt in a game. Those happen. But they weren't rushing Oswaldo Cabrera back to play. Now, obviously, he wouldn't have been able to, right? They weren't even messing around with Benintendi. They weren't even messing around with Carpenter. There's a lot that's never said, though. I mean, Gary and I go to the stadium last year to watch the second to last series of the year. Yankees, if they win, clinch the AL East. That was why we went to this game. They still found a way to lose. Well, guess what? We thought we were seeing Nestor Cortez. Turns out, nope. It's going to be Marcus Stroman. Why? We didn't really get an answer. He hurt himself in warm-up? I mean, what was the answer on Nestor Cortez? I mean, I'm not saying that I can do this job. I'm not saying that I know better than these medical professionals, because I don't. But I am saying that at some point or another, there has to be a little bit more openness about what's going on. There has to be more transparency. This is ridiculous, man. And think about what you're doing to Anthony Volpe, right? So Anthony Volpe went through a torn labrum, because I don't think they're making up, guys. I don't. I think they've totally been sitting on this. They have no idea, potentially, the irreparable damage that they've done to Anthony Volpe's mindset, his confidence, and his potential growth, his development. By putting him out there, him getting booed every single night by his own audience, right? He was injured the whole time. You can't be serious. It's just awful. But again, like I said, I might be defending Volpe to an extent, but Anthony Volpe, I don't believe, is going to be anything more than an okay player. Maybe a little average, maybe not. But wow. Just wow. Yeah, Gary just texted me the Blue Jays won. So that's sick. That means for now, they're 3.5 games up on the Yankees. Yankees got to win tonight to keep it 3 games. That's a bummer. They should win. But anyway, just wanted to go live, touch base with y'all, and vent my frustration on our platform. Really upsetting. I don't like being right, like, in this sense. I like, that's the thing. I don't have to be right to feel okay about myself. I have plenty of bad takes. I say it all the time. For every Patrick Mahomes I've gotten right, I've gotten a Trey Lance wrong. For every Aaron Judge I've gotten right, I've gotten a Joe Adele wrong, although this is best year. Look, I'm okay being right. I'm okay being wrong. What I don't like is feeling like a total moron. And just, oh yeah, we'll just go with the motions, right? They told us it's no big deal, we move. Well, I'll end it like this. If they're doing this with Anthony Volpe right now, who's to say they aren't doing this with Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm, Jason Dominguez? Who's to say? We don't know. So yeah, frustrating. Just absolutely, in my opinion, just unacceptable. And really not surprised at this point with Aaron Boone. Just he continues to do things I just can't understand. Hopefully they win tonight. We'll find out. You guys enjoy your night. We'll be live later tonight, Gary and I, and we'll see you guys then. Before I head out, real quick, just want to remind you guys, if you like what you saw, you like what you heard, be sure to like the video. Hit that thumbs up button. Also, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to comment. And what do we want to put in the comments section? Let's just put negligence. Put the word negligence in the comments section, right? So put the word negligence in the comments section if you agree with my little spiel. But we'll see you guys tonight. Looking forward to tonight's episode. Hopefully a Yankee win. You guys take care. I'll see you soon. Later, folks.